What is going on, everybody? Thank you so much for jumping in to this video today. My name is Danny Coldblood, aka Musicvidiot, and I am joined with the one, the only friend and Chilean hunter, Dibbs Gaming. Dibbs, what is going on, man?
I'm fine, man. Thank you for having me. It's a real honor.
No problem, buddy. I appreciate you jumping in on the channel. Guys, if you don't know Dibbs Gaming, he is a mystery hunter that has been coming out with some amazing mystery content. So if you do not know him, definitely check his channel out. It will be in the description below. And I kind of feel like, Dibbs, I should be calling you a female because your character's kind of sexy. I can't stop staring at her tits.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. I'm playing the game so many times, so I thought I'd rather look at a woman's ass than a man's ass when I play the game. So
you know what? I think I might take that
reason.
advice. You could nowadays Rockstar makes it so you could change your character's appearance. So I might just pay the money, make my girl or my guy a girl, so I can stare at a female ass all day instead of a guy's ass. That's some genius thinking. Guys, that's the first tip when starting to mystery hunt. Make sure you're checking out a girl's ass and not a guy's. Well, let's get out of the jokes and into the mystery, Dibbs. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Guys, thank you so much for joining. We are about to start a discussion video. Let's get into it. So once again, Dibbs, I want to say thank you for doing this. For you guys that don't know, Dibbs doesn't do vocals. He doesn't talk in his videos up until this point. He's done, usually his narrative is done by typing everything. He has some trouble with the English language, but I don't feel that it's that bad, and I think that so far the talking that we've done off camera has been great. So I'm definitely down for doing a discussion, and I think it's a good time. So thank you so much for being willing to use your voice in this discussion video, Dibbs. I really do appreciate it, man.
thanks, man. I am still a bit insecure because I sound like Schwarzenegger, and I don't wanna that people get annoyed by it. That's
Hey,
it.
hey,
So I hope
think on the
everybody,
brighter side. Think on the brighter side, man. Schwarzenegger became mayor of California, right? And we're here in Los Angeles, California. So it only works.
Okay. Yeah. So please bear with me when I can't find the words. I will talk around it, and you can help me out if I don't know the English words. So that will be awesome.
That's the one thing that we do got here is a good community, and we all know about teamwork, so that shouldn't be a problem at all. So now that we got that disclaimer out of the way, I want to go ahead and ask you a question. Recently, I seen a video on your channel, and you touched on the topic of movies, and the movie that you pointed out with that I see a huge connection with so far to this game and the mystery. I actually bought the movie, watched the movie, and I'm actually coming out with a video all about that movie. I'm breaking down a lot of it and going into a lot of detail, but I wanted people to know where the origin of the idea came from to even look at this movie, and that movie is called They Live. It's from 1988. For all you guys involved in the mystery, you know that that's a clue in itself, 1988. But I'm just interested to know, kind of, where did you get your idea to even find this movie, talk about this movie? Like, how did this all spawn? Where did this come from?
Well, it's for me that it's I saw that obey thing, and I always found it was strange, and I've seen that before in another TV show that's called V. It's also an 80s show, and that show was about reptilians, and almost the same thing. I think it's a spin-off of the movie, but I'm not really sure. And then I just Googled, and then it came They Live, and I really thought I thought it was called V, but then I watched They Live, and Then I saw the first thing I saw in the trailer. I saw that obey sign, and then I knew, hey, there's a connection here. And then I went on, and yeah, and so from one thing led to the other.
That's
So
that's
I was
amazing.
actually looking for something else.
So that's kind of how I find a lot of my clues. I'm looking for one thing and then I end up stumbling on another thing. For you guys that don't know what he's talking about, you guys see how there's an obey sign, like a lot of the billboards say obey, some of them say disobey. Well, the movie has that same billboard that says obey on there, and Dibbs put two and two together, realized that there's a connection, and then went further into detail and found out a lot of more connections, connecting to the mystery. In his video, he showed how the character in the movie puts on a pair of sunglasses, and he's able to see that not every single person in the world is a person. Some of these people were aliens. And it's funny because the aliens that they had in the movie, Rockstar actually gives us a Halloween mask of that almost identical looking alien face. It was a Halloween mask. Like I said, I'll be going more into detail in a video that I'm coming out with soon. But just to kind of give you guys an idea, a lot of the stuff that Rockstar touches on, I've spoke on before, is a lot of different parodies. A lot of things that they like to do is with the entertainment world, music, and especially movies. So when he started touching on the movie They Live, and I seen the connections, I knew I had to watch that movie. And watching that movie really opened my eyes to a lot of more clues. So I kind of wanted to ask you a question as we did this discussion. Do you think, Dibbs, that it's possible, since there's so many different clothing stores and there's so many different things that we could pick from each clothing store for each character as well? Like, you're gonna have different clothes for Trevor as you are gonna have Franklin, as you are gonna have Michael, and then each store, was it Binko to Suburban, they're gonna have a different selection. So there's a lot of different pairs of sunglasses, and I'm almost wondering if Rockstar has to have a physical trigger in this game. There's a lot of metaphors and there's a lot of analogies, but they do have to have a physical trigger for us to trigger the ultimate ending or jetpack. So I'm wondering if it could boil down to actually putting on the right pair of sunglasses and then maybe seeing something that we didn't see before, or that might help trigger something. Because I do remember a while ago when they were looking at the UFO on Mount Chiliad, there was like a certain part of the coding that showed that we can trigger something with, like the health had to be like 100%, and it also showed that we had to have the right clothing on. And I never knew what they meant by that. Like, do we have to wear a mask? Do we have to have this? But after seeing that movie and the connections that you made on your video, I'm wondering if maybe that piece of clothing is actually a pair of sunglasses. What if we have to wear the right sunglasses, and then maybe we look at the UFO at the right time of day, the right day of week, or whatever, and we see something that we didn't see before? Like, they stress perspective on so many different ways. What if that's all we really had to do, is have everything in the right prerequisites met while wearing sunglasses, and maybe something can be seen? What do you think of that? Do you think that that's possible, or do you think that that's just a little bit too far-fetched?
No, I think it's possible, but I have to be honest, I never thought about it that way, and I didn't know about the coding, that you have to wear special clothing items. I just went berserk. Is that good English? With my telephone filter. So you see here those like this, the white squares here. I just brought up my phone and changed the filters, and hoping that something like an obey message comes out, and I don't want to mess up your video, but I think I found, just by standing here, something really big, Danny.
Sure. What
can I show you this? Yeah,
oh,
I'm
definitely.
not kidding you. I'm not kidding you. You know the Miasma Museum?
The miasma?
Yeah, the Miasma building, UFO museum with all the strange paintings on it.
Oh, the art gallery. That art gallery with the paintings.
Yeah, the
inside?
art gallery. You know that?
Yeah. Yes.
Trust me, I am looking for this sign, and I'm just seeing it. I'm not kidding you. This sign, that 1944 sign. When you go to the UFO gallery, the art museum.
Yes.
you when you look between the paintings, you see a pillar, and on that pillar there is 1944 spelled. And I always thought that maybe it's like Second World War thing, and or it is an address. And I was looking at the address 1944 all over. I couldn't find it. I was at the Live Invader, and it was 1981 or something. So I thought I must be close, and I'm just standing here, and it spells out 1944, just like the art gallery. I'm not shitting you.
That is crazy. We were just talking about how, certain clues make us stumble across other clues, and isn't that what just friggin' happened here? I'm so glad that you brought that up, because I, over time, always go back to those art pictures trying to see if I could find anything new with them. And the reason I even picked this spot to start talking with you was because we were talking about They Live, and there's an Epsilon poster or a billboard right up there, and I figured I could bring that up, talking about They Live, because in the beginning of the movie, they start talking about a cult, about people always, in these cults talking about the biggest dreams they've had, and that connects with a lot of the storyline and, dreaming and all that stuff. And right next to it, we have Weasel News. And not to ruin the movie for anybody, if anyone's planning on watching the movie, watch out, spoiler coming right now. In the movie, they actually find out that the main source of all of this is through different signals and broadcasts in the air, putting everyone basically to sleep, so they don't see what's really in front of their eyes. And it's done through satellite dishes at the news building, at the cable TV news building. So I figured this is a great spot. You can see the cult, you can see the news, a nice little area to start talking about this stuff. And you know what? You finding a clue matching up from the art gallery to 1944 being a pillar. Well, this isn't really a pillar, but it is kind of a pillar. It depends how you look at it, right? A perspective. So maybe this is all connected. This is some pretty good shit, dude.
Trust me, it's not because I wanted. I just seeing it right now, and it's for me. It was the number. I don't know. If I spelled it right, that it is a pillar, but. It spells 9044, and I always thought it's so strange why put it in the game. I always ask myself questions. Why would the game developers do the things they do? And I got a sparkling in my tummy by seeing this. You were talking, and I was just listening to you and just looking around, and suddenly you see this. I'm definitely gonna check this out later on. I don't even know what it spells. It's Weasel News is an advertisement. Okay.
Yeah,
so maybe it's pointing us here.
News. That's right. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe it's all connected somehow. Maybe that movie. I really do. After watching that movie, I really do feel like, if anything, that was at least one of Dan or Sam Hauser's favorite films growing up, or something, because that's that movie has too many major connections to the clues that we have in this mystery. And then seeing this news channel with the satellites on top of it and all this stuff really makes me start wondering about what we might have to do, and then you pointing out 1944 with a connection to something you've been investigating at the art gallery, this being here, this makes me almost feel like it's a hot spot almost. I mean, look at this. We're actually in the parking lot of the Chicken Lucky Plucker store here. And we know that chickens are a big relevancy within the mystery. So this is almost like a friggin' mystery hotspot. There's a lot of stuff right here to look at, to investigate. So anybody watching, if you guys find anything in this area or anything relevant to anything that we've been talking about, feel free to leave it in the comments below, because this is already catching my attention a lot more than I thought it was going to. I just picked this as a spot to start talking.
Yeah, and trust me, I'm definitely going to check this out tonight, and I'm gonna search from the top to the bottom, and with my telephone filters on, from black, brown, or orange. I don't care, but it's I can show you the gallery later on if you like, so I can show you the number.
Sure, yeah. You know what? Yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at those galleries right now. We'll head over there. One thing I wanted to say before we actually go there is, you're using those filters from Isaac. The mystery
No, just
filters?
I did that too, but after in time I found it very annoying that black and white. Uh, it's fun for 10 minutes, but when you put out your phone and you want to take a picture, you can do color filters on them.
Oh, yes, 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 yes. So those are the
And
filters
that's
that you're
how I
using.
try. Yes, yeah, that's instead of sunglasses, because I went to the store and looked for sunglasses like They Live or zombie or reptilian glasses, and I couldn't find any. So I thought, no, maybe it's doing by the filters, because I asked the question again, why put all those filters in the game? And so maybe it has got an extra meaning. I don't know.
Right.
I'm just speculating.
Well, you know what's crazy is in the movie They Live, when he puts them sunglasses on, you notice how everything turns black and white, kind of like the Isaac filters. So using the filters in the game isn't a bad idea because, you know, I did notice how it kind of almost replicated those filters. You can even see some art on this building in the windows. But yeah, using the filters isn't a bad idea. The game is constantly stressing different perspective. And you know what's funny? It's aliens in the movie, but the movie is based off of a short story. And the short story is called 8 o'clock in the morning. And in that short story, it's actually, like you were just saying, lizard people, like reptilian humanoids. So in one version is reptilian humanoids, and another version, the movie version, it's aliens. And we do know that there's so many different times in this game where the characters bring up reptilian humanoids. So it is a big, big topic of discussion. I mean, a lot of things do connect into it itself when looking at this.
Not only that, did you know that when you bring all three characters together, Trevor actually says you're a lizard or something in that kind of context. So he's actually talking about it too. And on the show, the show Ron does is conspiracy theories. He's got his own radio show, and he's talking about it. It's the lizards, and they're among us. And can you see through the window here? You see the 9044?
Let me look. On this one right here with the yellow.
If you stand there at the other side here, if you watch here on my place and you look inside.
Oh yeah, I could see it. Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the 9044.
It's almost the
and
same
I
thing.
always thought, I always thought, why put it there? And because the rest of the paintings hold clues, and everybody is, especially the Miasma sign, it's got a very strange thing. The music on the building, the offices they have in the Galileo house, they got this a hotspot. But yeah, it's so cryptic all. But I saw that pillar with 9044, and I made this. I thought, and I think it means something, but I'm not sure what. But I first thought it was maybe a Second World War, something. A U-boat thing in the ocean, but now I just saw it just standing here at the Weasel, and I see the music. They live too, and I know the ending is at a news station too. And there's something at the side. I see something orange.
Yeah, I was looking at that just now. I'm like, is that like a cracked egg or something? Like, what the fuck is that? Like, it's pretty interesting. I don't know what that is.
No, me either. It's so. I really think it's awesome that we discovered this together.
Oh yeah, man! I'm glad that you brought that up. See, that's what makes a good hunter. People that really do the investigation. That don't, you took the opportunity of us standing there talking and said, "Let me go ahead and just look around and pay attention." And you spotted something out that now we can use to further investigate. Okay, so Dibs, we're back over here where we started. I really do like the connections that you actually made between the gallery and this area, because I really do think that the movie They Live is a big connection to what at least Rockstar did for the mystery, or at least just as an Easter egg in itself, because there's so many different clues that point to different areas of that movie. For example, right here at the Weasel News, right, we talked about how that was relevant with the end of the movie, but across the street we have this construction site. And in the beginning of the movie, we find the main character actually going to a construction site and working. That's where he got a job at. He started working, and I find it very coincidental that we have a construction site directly across the street. But I wanted to mention something. I failed a couple times. I tried to get into this little area right there. It's like little space in the Weasel News building itself, and it made me think of a previous Rockstar game, and it's actually coincidental that your name, your gamer tag, is Vice City NL, because in Vice City there was a spot where you could jump through a building where you wouldn't think that you could jump through. Like, you jump right through the wall and you land in a little room with a pedestal and an egg on there. It's like an Easter egg. Rockstar's been known to repeat themselves and do the same kind of thing over again from game to game, in different ways. So looking at this area right here, the split little opening in Weasel News, looking at the construction site, do you think that there's a possibility that there's a place or an area in this game that we can, do like we did in Vice City, where we can run up and jump into and go inside of a secret room, or parachute into from a building and go into a secret room where there's either a jetpack or the next part of the mystery? Do you think that's something that we might see in Grand Theft Auto 5?
I don't think it will be like that, because it's so huge. It became so huge, GTA and GTA Online, and like 100,000 people are playing it every day. And so I think it would have been found if a window was open in a building or something. But yeah, you never know. Because at Vice City, who thinks of something like that, just to jump and get in and find one of the biggest Easter eggs in the game? There was no clue. Okay, look, here we got clues. We got the mural. We got other things directing us, or even let us think about things. But that thing, that it was just luck, I guess, for the one who found it for the first time. It was just pure luck.
Right. See, I've wondered the same thing. Like, would they do that? Is that something that we can see in this game? Is it a separate side Easter egg or something bigger, part of the big mystery? I was just wondering your take on that. And, as we kind of touch on Rockstar's past a little bit here, we know that the biggest Easter egg in San Andreas was shooting the moon. We shot the moon, and it got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And, since one of the main things that we want in this game is a jetpack, and the last time we seen that was in San Andreas, looking at the biggest Easter egg in San Andreas, which is what I just said, shooting the moon, do you think that there might be a repeat, with that topic in this game? Like, maybe not shooting the moon in this game, but maybe something with the moon or the sun. Do you think that those might play an integral part in this mystery?
I think that is the. I keep an open mind, but that is really my focus, because I really think the solar eclipse is so important, and that pedestal, that building, it's on the Eclipse Boulevard. And that's also a reference, the Eclipse Boulevard. There is a pedestal, just like the one in Vice City. Same exactly one in Vice City. If you talk about repeating itself, I think something will reveal there. And there's also the name of the building is the Pegasus Concierge building, and they got a second location, and it's on out of my head, the Matt Wayne Lightning lane or boulevard called. But Pegasus is actually the god of lightning, so I found that connection. It's too obvious. It's directed, that building, that whole eclipse thing, the efforts Rockstar put in the game to make it. There are people working on it. Okay, let's make an eclipse. They don't mention it, they don't advertise for it, but it's in there. And just if you see the websites of the Altruist, you see an eclipse. If you see, there are so many references to an eclipse. Wait for instance, sonar. How do you say it in English? solar eclipse,
And
sun
lunar,
eclipse,
yeah, solar
or
and lunar.
lunar, yeah, or lunar, something. There is something with, and if we only knew time, location, that's, uh, uh, yeah, I think there's something really big going on, and especially when you look at the in another video of mine, you see in the altruist camp in the cave, you see like a logo, and that logo look exactly like
Yeah,
you
the
see
Los
the
Santos
logo.
water and power.
Yes, yes, and um, when you go there, there are words missing there, like in time, and that they did it intentionally. They normally it's a joke when they scrap off words, or you get funny dick jokes or something. It's funny, but this was intentionally put there. Serve in time, it spells. Maybe we can check it out later, but it doesn't belong there. And all the power in the map is all on the east. Everything is on the east. The electricity, the windmills, the quarry, the water dam, all in the east, and that's where the sun comes up. And if there comes an eclipse, and I don't know, it's just a theory, but and maybe I'm all wrong. I'm just speculating, but I think the way the speculating goes, and the clues are that are hinting to that. Yeah, I find that I really love to investigate it, even if I'm wrong. But that's, yeah, and now it's just like what you said with in the They Live movie. There are so many references to that too. Who knows what happens? But I will, just like a werewolf who comes at night, at midnight, at a lunar eclipse. What happens? The lizard people get shown. If you stand on that position, you get the special sunglasses, and then you can see the true people. I'm just fantasizing it, but I find it so fun to fantasize about it, and I love to see the community doing the same thing. If I read your comments in your videos, the community is thinking along. In my videos, they do the same thing. It's awesome, and that brings out new ideas. So yeah.
Right, dude. You know, you just brought up so many amazing points. You know, and you've done videos talking about all these different things that you just brought up too. So, guys, I can't stress enough to go check out Dibbs Gaming. Check out his channel if you already have not, and if you are familiar, definitely check out any videos that you might have missed, because there's a lot of good things, a lot of good points he just brought up. I mean, there's a lot of really good connections. So much I can't even begin. We can sit here and talk for 2 hours on everything that you just brought up in detail, because there's so much good stuff to come from it. I don't want to make this too long of a video, because it usually discourages people from checking out the content when the videos are too long, and it also gives us another opportunity to do this again sometime. So Dibbs, hopefully we could do this again sometime soon, and you know, we'll get more involved with stuff. If you guys want to see me and Dibbs do anything in particular, any certain topics or anything like that, feel free to hit us up in the comments. I'm not sure, Dibbs, if you're going to be putting this video on your channel as well, but definitely, guys, let us know what you think in the comments, either on my channel or his channel, depending on if the video's there and if you watch it on my channel or his channel. And definitely take it easy, Dibbs, and everyone out there, thank you so much for jumping in. Yeah, man, it's been awesome. It's been a pleasure. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much, buddy.
Thank you. It's been a privilege and an honor that you asked me, and I was a little bit afraid again of my English, and I hope the viewers don't mind my bad English, and just take us on our ideas, because we're all hunters in the end, and it's been a complete honor. Thank you again, and if you ask me again, I would love to do some mystery hunting together.
Oh, definitely. We gotta do one where we do more in-depth hunting. Definitely. Yeah, man, no problem. It's my honor and pleasure as well. First time you reveal your voice is on my channel, so I'm privileged. So thank you so much. Even if you are Schwarzenegger, I don't give a shit. It's always a good time. Well, guys, there you have it. Dibbs Gaming Musicvidiot discussion video for the Chilean mystery. Thank you so much, guys. Have a good one. Take it easy. Ta-ta, and as motherfucking always, peace. I wish it was an action for me to slap your ass because you really are sexy.
Yeah.
Don't take that the wrong way. Yo,
No,
shit.
I know,
shit.
I know.
I don't wanna
You know
catch
what
a fucking
my
STD. You know?
my girlfriend said, "Hey man, you gotta change that hair. She's blonde, and I don't. Are you horny at her?" She said, "No, it's cool." Because my girlfriend has brown hair. Why is she blonde? Why is she blonde?